Okay. So, uh, I'm making this video to, you know, because I realized that a lot of the okay. So I'm making this video because I have been pointed out again and again that our UI is not interesting enough, and and that it can be it made more interesting if we and if we incorporate we can make it more interesting. And to be honest, yeah, we can. And uh, and like basically we can. And it is also said that we can we can okay. 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 So I'm making this video because it is said to me that it has been pointed out again and again that our UI is not interesting enough, and then that I can do a lot about it, and that I'm not doing enough about it means I don't have interest in it, or I don't want to spend a lot of time on it. But that's not the case, and it is, I don't think so. And hello, I'm making this video because it's been pointed out again and again that our UI is not interesting enough, and I'm not doing, you know, anything about it to improve it. And the thing is, and and that okay. Hi, I'm making this video to address this point that's been pointed out again and again that our UI is not interesting enough, and I don't do much about it. And that things can be done about the UI without giving a lot of access to me. हेलो. हाँ. हाँ ठीक हूँ. नहीं, मैं थोड़ा बात करूँगा. नहीं खाया है ना, बोला ना मैंने थोड़ी देर बाद. हाँ. हम्म. फ्रूट्स तो मैं कहाँ ही लेके आऊँगा यार. ये सब समझाने में मेरे को भी बहुत दिमाग लगेगा, तो भी मैं समझाना नहीं चाहता. ठीक है. ओके. ओके. बाय. हाँ. Okay. So I'm making this video because it has been pointed out again and again that the UI is not interesting enough, and that I can do stuff about it just while keeping all the stuff that we already have, and also like just working on one screen. My view is that if I am allowed to, see more context or change stuff, screen, change the order of the screens, and then I think things can be improved more, or by adding more screens, but but I'm usually asked to just make changes to one screen, and that is and I'm trying to articulate why that is very difficult. And right. Okay. So one of the things that's been pointed out is that Slice is a app which has a very good UI, and then I looked at some other stuff also like Jupyter and Phi and all, but let's and like there are many reasons, like the there's a lot more uh, you know freedom there in terms of design, but yeah, let's not get into that. I mean, let's just see on a technical level why it is like, why do we like their UI so much. So a general rule is that the fewer the things, and the better the UI looks sometimes. Okay, now let's go with it. And these guys, and then so there are these things, and then there are things like housing.com and things like that, whose app, when you open it, many times the button, if you open it on a phone of my size phone, the button is outside the bottom part of the screen. Why? Because they went so heavy on the styling, that all that styling and all the size of those things can only be stacked in a way that even the most important button on the screen has to go out. So there's always these criteria, there's always these restrictions about accessibility. But we have arrived on this idea that for the first few screens we can have an inconsistent thing, which I like completely agree with, and so we don't have to worry about keeping them consistent. Okay. Now Okay, hi. I am here because many times it's pointed out the UI is not interesting enough. Now, and that I can do something about it. And I really feel that like basically you can do something about it if you're allowed to change a lot of things like the order of the screens, the number of addition of the another screen or things like that. And many times these things are very hard to do because I'm not even allowed to change what is there on the screen right now. Okay, so let's just and I think we can just look at it case by case. It has been pointed out that Slice has a very good app, and you can see like even they use pretty minimal, almost material design like things. Where the difference comes, I feel, is like um, is that they can be more expressive. But let's look at these Slice. I have looked at other things also like Jupyter, but and Phi and but let's just look at Slice right now because many people pointed that out. Ki Slice is a very good app. Okay, and okay, so let's start with this. Okay, so here, right, so you see at the pan number screen, we are immediately the contrast is key. The pan is pre-filled, and then also they have to enter two things here, and also we want to highlight this, and also we are also trying to sell some stuff here. This thing we don't highlight, we don't have to highlight. Okay, so that's fine, but so they can afford to have this illustration. Why? Because they're adding an extra thing. So this is one of the patterns that I've seen, that these apps look good and all because they they have the luxury of adding one extra screen which just changes the thing obviously, right? When they're doing something like a single input thing or something, then they are keeping the whole screen empty, and this thing is there, but this thing we also are trying to minimize uh, how much importance it takes on the screen. So there's just this thing compared to a phone number screen in our thing. There's so many things. Okay, same here, a 4-digit code is just there's just a 4-digit thing, and then there's a button here. We can't have that. We have to have so many screens. We can do what, anyways, what we can do will come to I'm working on that. Okay, so yeah, okay, now they have fun characters. Another thing that if we break it down, so they're fun characters. Now the fun character thing is, honestly, we can't have like this casual of a brand identity, because I think brand identity is our brand identity is a lot more serious. Okay, so that's cool, but why have they been able to, okay, but we can include illustrations, but why are we not able to include illustrations like this? So a hard requirement for that is brand identity coming to a agreement with everyone that this is going to be our brand identity and sticking to it. This is going to be our voice. Why is that important? Why can't I work without the voice? Okay, so I tried to, I was, this is where the whole problem started, when we were talking about website and brand identity. Defining a brand identity is super important, like, because then you know कि in this direction you can go as far as possible. If you don't know what is the right direction, you always resist कि यार, okay, we can go in this direction but we can't go super far. I tried to suggest some brand identities, like illustration systems, like always having some flat objects, photos or things like that. But then again, like, it was dismissed. The whole design system thing was dismissed. So anyways, if we want to get to such fun things, and if this is considered good, then okay, we have to this is a hard requirement to have a brand identity. And like, what is that, like, agreeing what that is with everyone. Okay, again, these are extra steps. These are pages which we don't have. We just have a box which we don't ask them to enter this, and then they enter the KYC. So they have more space. Same here, they have more space because because this is extra step. We are immediately asking for the PAN. Here we are just making them enter the KYC, and I understand why we are doing that. We need to do that. But if we have this, then where will we keep the captcha? Where will we keep the phone entering thing? Okay, the KYC, the Aadhaar entering thing. So there's that. Okay, then yeah, another pattern I observed looking at all these UIs. So there were some good things I'm learning from, and I'll implement them. Okay, so by the way, a lot of these things are same for Fi also, where they're completely just one thing on the screen. Okay, and Credto does it fantastically. Again, it's involving design early on, but whatever, like, okay, I don't want that, but I'm just saying okay, no, I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying this is what I think. Okay, so again, this thing looks interesting, but this is one of those things which is another patterns that I've observed, that they are doing something extra. In fact, when we were doing extra, that's what our most interesting thing was, where this is something extra we're doing, and that's the only place where we can have fun and these things. Okay, otherwise things are transactional. They are also keeping it very minimal, and okay, whereas we are trying to sell the things on the same pages, and also make them enter things on those pages and whatever. All right, now let's look at the screens where they have a lot of stuff, where their screens look horrible. Oh my god, what is this? There's no grid system. Okay, look at this screen. Okay, this is cool. We can do something like that. Yeah, sure. I should learn from it. I should put it in learn department. Okay. Yeah. Again, this screen. The screen exists there because they decided to add one more screen before the camera. But we feel like, yeah, we shouldn't keep add one more screen. Yeah, that's mostly it. But like genuinely, like I understand the frustrations, and I just don't want to, like, like, I mean, the frustrations could be happening because of things which are like way out of my control, and I I I even try to control those things, like, and I don't give up, okay, but yeah. So yeah, so yeah, I just don't want to, because obviously like things are not converting, and so so who to blame to, like, and sometimes, and we can, and I believe in a lot of people here, not everyone but a lot of people, but and but still, like, nobody is perfect, and like people can be, since things are not happening right, so like we automatically go to think, like, basically we try to find reasons, and if there are some other frustrations, then we end up, like, and blaming somebody who might not be the exact reason why this is happening. Like, obviously, like, there's things that I can improve in the UI, and I do like, so there's this, yeah, so uh yeah, okay, please, yeah, please understand, and thank you for listening.